Can you tell we're really pushing this 6 thing? Look, my first 6-star was Veramos. It was a different time. He's not going to be your first 6-star.
Now, to premise, this is a top 6. There is a number 1 monster you should 6-star first.
But they're all valid in their own way.
No, they're not.
Well, I mean, they kind of are.
There's actually an order.
You can make an argument for each one.
Let's not start fighting this early on the video, Evan. For this to remain completely unbiased, we're going to use the method.
What? The method?
Yes, the method.
Well, I guess that makes sense. You know what they say. Guessing actually never yields thorough heuristics for official results. Number 6 is Sigmaris, the Water Phoenix. She's great because she can be used as your main DPS unit for GB10, DB10, and all these other places too. Plus, she can actually be a viable control option for TOA because her latter 2 skills freeze. Because of all these reasons, she's gonna get 5.5
points on the Ganithor scale.
Because Seppi would have you think that you could use her at MD10.
It was on my first team. She also has 2 skills that deal damage based on the enemy's max HP. That's why she's currently under investigation for multiple boss homicide.
Dun 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 dun. Ding 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 ding. Dun 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 dun. This boss was one shot. That fits our suspect's MO. Number 5 is Vertihal, the Fire Vampire. He's dang near essential for DB10. He's in both of my TOA hard auto teams, plus he also has added utility for those Tartarus Labyrinth floors, the increased cooldown time, and the speed limit floors.
I know what you're thinking. Don't use him on NB10. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
I thought you were going to say
Let's do it one more time. Wait, I just got a message. That's very unprofessional.
I know what you're...
I'll silence her.
I know what you're thinking. Don't use him on NB10.
It doesn't work like that.
For general content, you can always ruin him with Violent Revenge. And for RTA, you can try to rock a triple revenge set or maybe Swift to surprise your opponents.
Because surprising is just as good as outspeeding.
Almost as good.
And because of all that, he gets a crispy 6 on the Ganithor meter.
At number 4, we have Crow, the Dark Inugami. He's a monster that deals damage based on debuffs on the enemies. He's incredible for GB10, DB10, NB10, Beasts, Raids, and even the World Boss.
And we're going to give him an extra 0.5 on the Ganithor meter, just because he can also be really good against TOA bosses. And even though he basically scored the same as Verd, he goes ahead on the list because all of his locations are really geared towards the early game, so you're going to get more use out of him right away. Whereas with Verd, you kind of got to work up to him.
And you want to know why Crow's a Dark Inugami?
Because he's always living in the shadow of number 3, the Light Inugami, Beladion. Bella's gotten way too much attention on this channel already. For the uninitiated, he brings defense break, single target strip, heal, and attack bar boost.
He's incredible in every part of PvE, including the Dimension Hole and all the aforementioned places, and also some people like to use him in RTA, even in SWC.
In fact, I would argue that if this video had come out maybe half a year to 9 months ago, it would have been number 1. And
that's pretty good.
I'm glad you like that. Survival is the number 1 thing to consider when you're trying to 6-star something. Survival is the most important thing that you want to consider when you're moving to 6-star something. Unless you've got real estate on the edge. Because you're living on the edge.
Yeah, I got that. And that's why he scores an extremely solid 8 on our Ganithor method.
Really? 8?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's high. Number 2 is Lauren, the Light Cowgirl. What do you want us to say that hasn't already been said about Lauren?
Just make her already. She has Death Break, Attack Bar Reduction, Heal Block, and Slow.
Defense Break and Attack Bar Reduction is literally my favorite combination of skills with a vanilla monster.
You guys have no idea how hard it was for me to convince Evan not to put her in number 1.
Yeah, we thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually why the Ganithor system was used. She gets a 9. Common misconception. Most people think the Ganithor scale only goes up to 10. It doesn't. It's out of 13.
And with 12 points out of 13, the best monster on this list, drumroll please, Friend!
The Light Fairy Queen. I couldn't argue with data. I still think Lauren could have fought it, but 9 is not 12. Fran brings everything. She's offense and defense. She's element neutral, and she's a super efficient and accessible source of immunity for your team.
Sorry, Wusa.
She has a cleanse. Footnote, the only point we didn't give her was for world boss.
She can maybe get
Yeah, you could even make an argument for that.
maybe half a point.
13 out of 13. Fran, the light fairy queen. That rhymed.